Welcome back, everyone, to session 3 of the Wardens of Wildwood. Everyone's favorite happy-go-lucky campaign with the wonderful whimsy of nature, with nothing going wrong except for familiars getting stolen by sentient drug addict plants. Is that how I'm referring to the Stormdrinker now? Yeah. He was an addict, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
In our last session, you guys performed a drug bust effectively.
I was on crack.
Finding your first case, I suppose, here at the Greenwood Gala, being asked by a few inventors from out of town to help recover their Sparkbat familiar that had been stolen away by something or someone, managing to figure out that the creature you were after was in fact a storm drinker, a sentient plant that feeds on electricity, and tracking it down, you almost managed a perfect recovery of it, managing to get the bell and Tumbo away from the creature, but it unfortunately just got a little too lucky with its perception check, just barely meeting the DC for it to wake up. And you fought it, you chose to knock it out and tried your best to reason with it, but it did not seem willing to just part from such a delectable treat it had found. And you all made the decision that it would be better off deceased as to not cause any further problems.
I don't think we all made that decision.
No, I remember
Well,
quite clearly. It was a group decision.
Only the reasonable people.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
We haven't gone crazy yet. We're still reasonable at this point.
The wrong campaign.
Says you.
That's my other game.
Yeah,
For
I
now.
know, right?
Yeah, I'm not starting to track sanity loss yet in this campaign, but I will one day. Making your way back to the Gala grounds, though, the first of the main competitions was about to begin after returning Tumbo and getting mildly upset after learning that that was not Tumbo the first, but one of at least multiple, if not many, Tumbos. You all decided to partake of the caber toss event in the Greenwood Gala, meeting a few other competitors, competing against them, and performing quite magnificently, managing to take the top spot in the competition, with Zalek being the one to distinguish themselves as the absolute best of the competitors. And it seemed like most of the opponents you went up against were pretty good sports about it as well. Yosef managing to win a little bit of gold in a bet against the Werebore Gusto Barrel Belter, and the Wood Giant Thuja being suitably impressed by your skill and promising a gift of thanks for good sportsmanship to you, Barkpine, on the morrow.
Mm-hmm.
But now the caber toss has ended, and you guys have a general solid amount of time over the course of the afternoon to do what else you would like. You do know there is a large feast planned for tonight, but until that point, you can do just about whatever you'd like.
Well, Seraphinus would like to continue doing what he was deputized to do and keep looking around for problems to be solved.
Yeah, look around for miscreants.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely do that.
I would join Seraphinus if he would like a hand.
Sorry, you said you're holding Seraphinus's hand?
No, I would join you if you would like a hand.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll hold your hand too if you
yeah.
want.
Certainly, says Olati. You know, 3 heads are better than 1.
No one needs to stand on the other side of him for this other hand and just swing him like a child.
It gives me so much joy.
We've adopted you, Seraphinus.
I'm just picturing this.
You're just gonna hear woo.
I mean, Yosef doesn't really have anything. Well, actually, he's got to treat Zalek to. So Zalek, what do you want to eat for winning?
Oh,
Didn't he get that honeycomb?
Oh, that was before. This is after.
that was pre-gaming.
Ah, the victory feast.
Now, what do I want? What's good to eat around here? Someone tell me.
Seraphinus, any food recommendations?
Let's see, for our dear friend Zalek here?
Yes.
Is he carnivorous? Omnivorous?
Those are some
Both.
big words you're using.
As in, do you eat meat or do you eat other things as well?
He's a drumstick.
I'll eat a shoe if you give it to me.
Well, not my
Opportunity.
shoes. My shoes protect my feet. But
Got feet down there?
yes, of course I have feet. Anyways,
He's got nuts.
actually, go ahead and flash Raffinus's art for me, Jericho.
I don't want to. You're making me do effort. How dare you?
Or
That's
they
so
could also
Does
rude.
he
just-
have feet?
he's got nubs.
Yeah.
He
I
waddles
think there's
around.
toes in there.
But Seraphinus will say to Zalek, you know, though, again, I'm not really capable of eating. I've heard that there's a quite delicious nut porridge made out of acorns that is being served in the markets.
I recommend the turkey drumsticks.
Mm.
There's always turkey drumsticks at these events.
Now,
Or the beer cheese bread bowl.
Zalek doesn't. Or, sorry, I'm Zalek. Yosef doesn't let me drink. He says I cause problems when I do.
Just the bread bowl then.
I could do a bread bowl if we do the porridge in the bread bowl and then dip the turkey drumsticks in it. How's that sound?
Okay, even
No.
I would eat this, and I'm a picky eater. This sounds good.
Hmm?
All right.
Let's go get
All right,
some food.
Let's go, Zalek. You've earned it.
Yes.
So Yosef and Zalek going to get food. Bark, are you going with them?
Yes.
All right. And then Sean, Asili, and Raffinus are you three. Did you want to head with them, or do you want to focus on looking for problems?
Seraphinus will follow them, but keep an eye out for problems.
Sure. Yeah,
I want to split the party, but everything in my body is telling me that's a bad idea.
You're at a party. Split the party. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good time.
Go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. What could go wrong? Red wedding.
I only see green here.
I already lived through my own personal red wedding. I wouldn't put it past Jericho again.
Why do you all have so little faith in me?
I'd like
What
to
have
check
I
out the
ever
bonfire.
done for that?
You killed my child.
That is true. You kind of did.
I brought him back. Let's be completely fair.
Yeah, like 700 years later.
Okay,
Also,
okay,
was-
okay.
Sean, you want to
Wasn't
head to the
that an illusion?
bonfire?
Yeah, I just want to check up on Alacrion and see if he's gotten wasted yet.
Wasted, probably not, but the drinks are definitely flowing.
As long as that's all that's going on.
He knows to keep himself in presentable manner, at least up through the feast. The after party is where he'll probably get a little crazy.
But I Either way, just browse the bonfire. If nothing else is going on.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to spend some time chatting with Alacrion, you absolutely can. You guys are in one of those sort of influence phases at the moment if you'd like to find people and chat with them.
Mm-hmm.
Here is an
You know what,
image
sure,
of
I'm friend-
good old Alacrion for you all.
He's
Kind
a
of reminds me
satyr.
of reminds me of some of those Midas pictures from
Yeah,
mythology.
a little bit. You know Alacrion, right?
Yeah, I'm a friend of the Fae. I'll go and chat with them for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, sorry, just to make sure, did Sean go off on his own to the bonfire, or is he?
That's what it sounds
Eh, eh,
like. Unless
Okay.
any of you wanted to go with
Unless
them.
anyone else is coming.
We can we is it on the way? Could we give you Zalek a little snack and then go to the bonfire together?
If people want to come, I'm more than happy to do a
Mhm.
detour to get there.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Asili wouldn't have made that recommendation. That
Yeah.
I forgot who I was.
I'm talking out of
Mhm.
character. I'm just wondering if people
yeah.
want to join, then I'm more than happy to detour.
Well, if Sean desires to go to the bonfire, perhaps Sean, would you be willing to take a quick detour to the markets to get something to eat for Zalik, and then continue on to the bonfire?
Sure, it's been a while since I went through the markets. Can't eat nothing, but smells good.
Been a while. You were there 3 hours ago.
Been a while before he's just kind of enjoyed the
Fair
festivities.
enough. Yeah. And at this
Hey.
point in the day, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I heard that somebody has a primeval mistletoe that they want to give away. So I want to talk to as many people as possible. Personally, but my character doesn't want to talk to anybody. So I'm leaving this to you, team.
Well, there's a dichotomy there.
How do we know what to look for it if we don't know what we're supposed to look for it?
I gave you all the information I have.
Out of care.
Out of
All right.
character, yeah.
Time to metagame, people. Let's do it.
Yeah, there are a number of people that you guys can find and influence, and if you get enough influence with them over the course of this gala, they will give rewards. Some of the people you've already interacted with, that would be people you can chat with. Alice Quinley, Tanasha Starborn, Alacrion's definitely one of them. Casprickle, who you met at the Caber Toss, though, because of Bark, you guys might already be in a little bit of trouble with him. So, and there may be others as well that you can meet.
Who was the logger lady? Like the representative?
Alice.
Yeah, I know I talked to her before.
Yeah, you did indeed, and you guys can always continue to talk with them if you want. Really, the rest of the day, from now through the feast, is mostly just going to be your big time to chat with people. Today's only the first day of the gala, so still a lot of people are arriving and settling in. If there's going to be big problems, they'll probably occur tomorrow.
Okay. Can you do me a favor, Jericho, and
No.
put a list of the people we can influence?
As you guys find them, I suppose I could be so pressed.
Please and thank you.
I might even do you one better. And I'll give you tokens on the screen for them.
Yeah.
Tokens
That
on the
is
screen.
Also,
Tokens
how I
on
am
the screen.
keeping track of your guys' influence with them is through their tokens.
You're so good to us, except for when you murder us and kill our children and crush our dreams.
And I will add more as you guys find them. But so far, that is Alacrion, Alice, Tanasha, and Casprickle.
Can you reveal their names as well, please? Thank you. I appreciate everything you do, Mr. Jericho.
I do too.
Why are you so spiteful towards me?
Spite or just needy?
Yes.
Yes.
You know me. I suppose I could reveal their names. Gods. I'll set them to be hovered by anyone. By anyone. That's all you're getting, though.
Thank you.
You're not welcome. Hovered by anyone. God, Caspericle's ugly. Alright. That should be set up just fine for you guys. I'll even do you a favor of popping them up here so they're closer to your tokens. But those are the figures you have met so far that could potentially be influenced. And so far, the only person you've made any sort of real impact with would be Alice, unless you want to talk about your negative impact you've had on Caspercle so far. So.
And Tanasha is sorry, remind me.
Tanasha is one of the envoys of Taldan.
Okay.
Taldor. She is a member of the Taldan Senate.
Okay.
So she is someone who Asili recognized and spoke to when the rest of you were speaking with Alice.
Remind me, is Alice Faye? Or not Alice, Tanasha.
Tanasha is a gnome.
Okay.
So half Fae.
She's so colorful, I thought she was a pixie for a second.
Can't you see the eyebrows? Only gnomes have eyebrows like that.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
She is
Actually-
she's the Taldan Senate's elected representative from Wispel, the gnome settlement to the north in the Verduran Forest.
Why does it look like Caspicle's teeth are about to fall out?
Because he's British.
At least he's not French.
I was just gonna say that.
I killed them.
Don't worry, you guys will meet the French soon in this campaign.
Oh no.
You're not getting away from them here.
Are those
That's okay.
crystals coming out of his head or hair?
Hair spines.
Yeah. He's a Pukwudgie. So, yeah. It's kind of like Shisk, where it's like bone feathers-ish.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
It's Argonian hair.
That is...
Right, so we're getting food and then
Others
mingling.
are influencing them.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll just try to be quiet and not piss any more people off.
I mean, being honest isn't going to piss most people off. Just Caspercle, because he views everything as an insult.
Is that just him being him, or is that a Pukwudgie thing?
That's a Pukwudgie thing. He's just an especially bad case.
Got
So
it.
if you're giving us permission to split the party without really bad things
Yeah.
happening,
At least for the rest of today, no other issues should occur.
I think because on one hand, Seraphinus wants to go talk to Caspicle because Seraphinus isn't a big fan of people being left out just because they're different. But also he has a strong connection to Taldor, so but
I feel
I
like-
get the feeling nobody else wants to talk to Caspicle, so Seraphinus will go talk to Caspicle.
There's an R in his
I feel
name,
like
by
it's-
the way.
I feel like it's less that he's different and more just that he's kind of a dick.
Yeah. He's just being a dick. There you go.
Mhm.
He's attending this gala out of spite.
Well,
He came
You know.
here hoping to be proven that no one would be welcoming to him.
see, exactly. That's why we have to prove him wrong. By being nice to him.
You're better at that sort of thing.
I ain't hurled anything at him yet.
Well,
Me and Zalek haven't even spoken to him.
I'm more about
Well-
Tupaclaw.
we'll go talk to Sir Caspicle and attempt to both make him feel welcome and reduce the, as you put it, dickishness he presents.
All right. So we've got Seraphinus going to speak with Caspercle, at least for the one round of influence time you guys have before the feast itself. Who would like to talk to anyone else?
I'd like to
Oh.
talk to Alacrion.
Sure.
I would like to, after I get Zalik his well-deserved meal, I would like to talk to Alice.
All right. Celia and Bark, do you want to talk to anyone, or do you just want to participate in the conversations and perhaps aid attempts to influence?
I can try to aid unless there's an influence that doesn't require charisma.
I mean, it depends how you guys talk to them, but it can be other things, depending on what you talk with them about. If you are conversing with them on topics they're interested in, like
Use fortitude to outdrink the satyr.
I was more gonna say you could use like occultism to talk with Casprick about conspiracy theories, but
No occultism.
you could do something like out drinking Alacrian, absolutely. Or even just you could have a conversation about nature with him.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do.
Sure.
So,
want-
Mhm.
You want to take Alacrion, and then I can take like Tanasha or something.
Okay.
You guys can also aid and work together.
Mm-hmm.
if you're, well, I don't like you. Never mind.
Does Cecilia
I
like
love it.
anybody?
I love you too.
Atheli likes Yosef and Seraphinus. Yosef
Every-
because he's so nice to Zalik. And Zalik is a toot, and he's still wonderful to him, and I really like that. And I really appreciate Seraphinus' integrity and valor and like courage, being so little
Everybody
and
likes
also so big. Yep. So that's all. That's it. So I'll help one of them.
Okay. Well, Seraphinus is going to talk to Casprickle. Yosef is going to talk to Alice.
I guess I'll talk to Caspical because he doesn't like people either.
Fantastic.
Bark probably wants to go to Alacrion. I'll go to
Mhm.
Tanasha. I haven't talked to her yet.
You want to pivot over to speaking with Tanasha?
Yeah, unless we can negotiate with drinking with her, but I don't know that she's that bad.
Oh, well, you can chat with her and ask if she wants to go drinking.
Sure.
At the very least.
I get the feeling she might be responsive to like society to talk about Andoran politics or something. I don't know.
I have a 10 in society. I could talk to her.
I'm gonna be
I
using
was just
diplomacy
making
or
I was just making a guess. I have no idea if that's true or not.
I'm gonna be going off on either diplomacy or deception. So
Well, who would like to talk first? Because we got everyone
Me.
going to talk to different people.
Me and Zalik would love to talk first.
You'd like to go speak with Alice?
Yes.
Absolutely.
How much is Zalik's meal going to cost?
Not enough that I'm going to put prices on you guys for this event.
Okay.
You're since you've been deputized, your meals are being comped.
Okay.
How about that?
Hey, I'm all for that.
You just have to show receipts. All receipts are little pieces of bark. You just carry a
Yosef
stack
would-
of them with you.
Yep.
They don't crumple into your pockets very well, unfortunately. But you know,
That's what string's for.
there you go. All right, Yosef and Zalik, the two of you heading around with some food, taking a look around, trying to find Alice. You find her sort of just over by the western edge, not necessarily the beach, but just sort of on the rocks overlooking the river. She has just a hand sort of on the hilt of her sword, just sort of watching out into the surrounding wilderness as you approach.
Her last name is Quinley, right? I'm saying that right.
That is correct.
Okay. As Yosef approaches, Zalek is just being his normal self, so Yosef would call out to her, excuse me, Lady Quinley?
Ah, yes.
I was
We met earlier, correct?
Yes, ma'am, we did. Yosef, and then I'll point to Zalek and say Zalek.
Yosef and Zalek, well done in the caber toss. I did see some of your throws, quite impressive.
Zalek would puff himself out and have this very satisfied look on his face.
What can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping to pick your brain a little bit for the history between this beautiful forest and Taldor, if you don't mind.
Of course. Absolutely. I'd be happy to share. She will give a general history of the treaty between Andoran and the Wildwood Lodge and the Verduran Forest. Sorry, Andoran has no treaty with them, so she is. She's not. They don't have an official treaty, but they do have a friendly history. We.
So, sorry, I just want to confirm. Did you say she's from Taldor or Andoran?
Andoran. I might have misspoke earlier. Tanasha
okay.
is from Taldor.
Okay.
Okay.
Taldor is the one that has a treaty with the Wildwood Lodge. Andoran does not. Andoran's just here because a lot of people from surrounding regions will make their way into the Verduran Forest. And she'll talk to you a bit about the actual lumber consortiums of Andoran, that because they don't have a treaty with the Wildwood Lodge, most of what they do is just kind of fully illegal. And it's my third year at the Gala, and quite frankly, it doesn't really get easier, but being indirectly associated with the consortiums has made me unpopular with a number of attendees here. I do my best to minimize the damage that the consortiums are doing, but there's only so much one person can do.
I see. I understand to a very small degree your position because I mean, if it weren't for Zalek beside me, I'm pretty sure no one would want me here considering where I'm from.
Oh, where might you be from?
I'm from the small town up north, Bellis. I'm pretty sure you've heard
Yes.
of it. Yes, my family, all 21 of us, we've lived there for many years, and my mother and father, they're rural doctors that treat the population up there, mostly the lumberjacks. As rowdy as that crowd gets, they come and go, so on and so forth. But
Yes.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how do you make friends with people who will instinctively not trust you because of where you're from?
Well, first of all, I'm a little surprised. I don't think I've met you before. Bellis is on my route, so I've passed by there quite a number of times. Have to just grab a meal together next time I'm up there. But for me, it is. Some people understand the work I am doing to reform frontier policy. So, those who are a bit more open minded are typically easier to communicate and become friends with. Many, though, are They simply see the destruction that is done and make whatever associations they will. And you do your best to change their opinions, but if they don't wish to change their opinion, all you can do is change what will change their opinions.
I mean, I don't know how else it's done in you know, the other logging consortiums, but in Bellis, the loggers come, they log, they don't touch the trees that have the dryads in them, and then another crew will come in once they're done and they will plant trees to make up for the ones that they harvested. And then, they leave, and then the rest of the year goes around, and it's a repeat cycle. I mean, to me, it seems like a amicable way of doing things.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from different perceptions of it. Imagine if someone came to your home consistently every year and took your front door. And they left a small door in its place, but it doesn't fit the door frame. And then it fully grows, maybe, and fits the door frame just in time next year for them to come and take it again.
Yes, that definitely would make me upset.
So there are simply a number of people that, even if what you would view it as ethical, they view it as almost being farmed, in a sense. There's no real ethics to it. It's not a show of goodwill to replant trees because they're still going to come back and cut them down once more.
So I guess it's just both sides making the best of a bad situation?
Until new change comes, that is both sides making the best. We can at the very least be grateful that there is a peace being maintained.
Here, Yosef's eyes will just go, like, they'll bug out and go real wide. His nose will start kind of twitching. And he'll reply, yes, some of the elders of my family, they told us what would happen if the treaty was ever broken, and it I do not like the thought of war.
Again,
It helps no one.
real quick, Bellis is part of Andoran, so technically you guys don't actually have a treaty with the Verduran Forest. You guys just take and replant, but there's no actual treaty you guys have.
Okay. Would it be fair for Yosef to assume, though, that if the treaty were to break between the Verduran Forest and Taldor, that it would basically become a war between the two, and it would be, the druids with their primal magic and the archmages with the arcane magic firing at each other?
You can definitely assume that if you'd like.
Yeah, that's what's going on in his mind. Is basically the two factions would war with each other over the forest itself, and it would just be a bloodbath.
Fair. I think at this point I am going to ask for your general diplomacy check to see how much influence you've managed to garner with Alice. I am going to give you a +2 circumstance bonus, though, because she does quite enjoy talking about the politics of the region.
Okay. Is this public?
Absolutely.
Okay. Roll +2, and okay, here we go. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Sure. A fantastic roll. You converse for a little while with her, and she ends up bidding you adieu as she wants to go head back. And Well, she doesn't really mention what she's going to do, but she heads off towards the campsites after bidding you farewell. But there's a smile on her face as she leaves. She definitely seems to have appreciated the conversation.
Okay. When she leaves, Yosef will turn to Zalik. Hey, Zalik.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you. Well, to me, you just appeared out of nowhere all those years ago, and you said you were part of nature, but in your life, however long it's been, has anything ever come from war? Anything good?
What is it good for?
Yosef, I have seen as much war as you have.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I'm in a position to share insights into what that experience is like.
Yosef will kind of look at the ground, then he'll immediately perk up again. Okay, well, now that, all that's out of the way, are you still hungry or are you good?
He finishes fishing a bit of turkey flesh out from between his teeth with a claw. I do smell. You said there's a feast happening tonight, right?
Yep.
I do think I smell it begin. Let's head back.
All right, let's head back.
Alright, as the two of you make your way back towards where the feast will be held, who would like to go next with their conversations?
I would like to go, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Okay, so we've got Seraphinus and Asili. The two of you heading to go speak with Casprickle himself. You find him over near the amphitheater, currently talking in hushed tones with a couple of what look to be leprechauns. And they sort of, the leprechauns, there's two of them, they perk up seeing you to approach and end up just saying something you don't quite hear before turning and walking away from Casprickle. Oh. What do you want?
Hail, Sir Caspickle. How has the day been treating you since the last we saw?
Shit. You beat my team and you expect me to be happy about it?
No, I suppose that's true. Listen, Sir Caspickle, I'm not very good at this, am I? Sir Caspickle, what is your favorite event at the Wildwood Gala?
Are you being serious right now?
Of course. Oh, what was it? The paper toss? Was that your favorite event, or?
It was.
Oh, look, let me ask a different question then. Sir Caspickle, do you generally like paper tosses?
That was my first time ever seeing one.
Oh. So, generally speaking, what kind of things do you enjoy, Sir Caspickle?
What are you trying to get out of this?
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you saying Caspickle or glass pickle?
It's Caspickle.
It's
I'm
Cas-
I
so
thought she said cat.
sorry.
It's
For a second, I thought she said.
Casprickle. There's an R in
Okay.
there.
I thought she said cast pistol earlier.
I don't
heard that
see an
too.
R in that name.
Oh, that's a whole last typo in the token name. Would you look
Oh,
at that?
okay.
And look in the chat. I typed it correctly. Shame on Paizo for this.
Yes, shame on Paizo.
It's Casprickle.
Sorry, I thought you said glass pickle.
Sir Glass
It's
It's
Pickle.
cats. It's
I thought
Cat's
it was-
Pistol.
I thought it was
Cat's
crass
pickle.
pissel. Yeah, I thought it was crass pissel.
But Sir Casprickle, I genuinely do wish to get to know you better. I know that many people do not like you, my friends included, but I see no reason why we couldn't come to know each other better. And you know, everybody at the Wildwood Gala should be having a good time with each other. And I want to make sure that you are having a good time as well, Crest.
A good time. You want everyone here to be having a good time.
Yes, I do, including you.
Do you really want to know what would make me have a good time?
Certainly.
Okay. You see those people over there looking around, enjoying themselves, eating fancy food in the market. Those foreigners. You see them?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
The people from Taldor and Andoran?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay, you're looking at you want them to have a good time?
I do.
Well, then let me ask you this. Do you care more about them having a good time or me having a good time?
At this, Tucker the fucker's gonna go and grab their food.
Grab the food from the foreigners?
Uh-huh. And fly it away.
Well, so I don't know how Seraphinus is going to react to that one. But to well, actually, I don't know, Jericho. Do you want a silly to make like an influence check after she does that, or
Not yet.
okay?
As Tucker dives down towards a group of like 3 just Taldor locals that have come to enjoy, and takes their turkey, just like one in each claw, beak on the third, and just rips it out of their hands and flies away.
I didn't mean all of their food, just one of their food, but I like that so much better.
It's Tucker the fucker. You think he knows
It's true.
moderation?
Correct. Correct. He's all in.
There's
Sarcastic.
definitely some shouting as the bird steals their food.
Estily's gonna laugh quietly.
Sir Caspical, you know as well as I do that that is not a fair question. I can
Really?
want you to have a good time just as much as I want them to have a good time. Now, I will admit that as a knight, the Verduran Forest, I do care more about the people of the Verduran Forest than I do about those outside of it. But in caring for the people of the Verduran Forest, I believe that being friendly with our neighbors is the best way to ensure that we are safe and can have a good time.
Gods, you're boring. You, lady with the bird, that was your bird, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that was good. Okay, I've got a great plan and I need your help.
Tell me more.
That bird, what else can it do?
What do you want it to do?
Just big, like, Grinch smile.
Oh boy.
How do you feel about causing a little bit of mayhem?
I'm slightly in. Tell me more.
I mean,
I think at this, Seraphinus is just gonna sigh, shake his head, and walk away for now. He tried his best.
I'm going to have you roll to aid the influence
Okay.
check at the very least, but Casprickle, He's not a good person. Trying to have the very upright Seraphinus interact with him was destined for disaster from the get-go.
Seraphinus tries to see the good in everybody, and he tried really hard to see the good in Casprickle.
And we're so proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
Casprickle doesn't want to see the good in himself. Now, okay, here's the plan. So far, I don't know about you, but I found this festival, a little disappointing. I know
Absolutely.
it's only day one, but, we could go with a little bit of, we could get a little crazy, just get a little bit of blood flowing here and there. Add some mayhem in, Add a little, excitement
Get the
to people's
energy up.
days. Yeah, exactly. Get the energy up. I don't want it to be like bloody dead people. Just, show the people who aren't from here that they're not welcome.
Slight maimings. I get it.
I like the way you think. I think at this point I'm going to ask, Seraphinus, would you go ahead and give me a diplomacy check to aid first?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Celie, would you go ahead and give me a diplomacy check or nature to cause a little bit of mayhem with your pets with a +2 circumstance bonus?
Can I counter and roll deception because I'm going to go and tell my friends because I am a sworn sheriff of this area?
Absolutely, you may. You do get a +2 to that, so that is a 17. That will not succeed if you would like to hero point that. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Slightly worse. It's not great. It's not worse. He may or may not believe you, but he definitely likes the idea that finally someone was willing to cause a little mayhem with me. We're gonna do great things, you and me. But he's
Now-
still.
I just want to
he's
make
not
sure
friendly.
because I'm a little worried. Our people aren't going to get hurt, right? Just their people?
Your people are all from here, right?
I mean, I actually don't know.
Well, maybe you should figure that out before we get started,
Or you could just not hurt my people.
Look, I hold absolutely everything against them. If they're not from here, it's coming out equally. Everyone's gonna feel just a little sting.
And I think we should do it at the feast when everybody's relaxed.
I think that sounds like a wonderful plan.
How should we do this?
Oh, I'll leave that to your discretion. After all, you're the one with the beasties, aren't you?
I do have the beasties.
Well then, it's all up to you. I will just sit back and appreciate.
Was there anybody else working with us? Because I can coordinate and we can get something amazing.
No. Do I look like Do I look like people want to talk to me?
I want to talk to you.
Well, you're crazy. No, people don't want
She'll
to spend
shrug.
time around me.
Okay. Well, then we'll meet up after and laugh together.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Where are
have
you
fun now.
staying?
Somewhere. Wherever I can find a rock to hide under.
Okay. Well, I'll look under all the rocks.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. I'm gonna go back to Seraphinus. Can I find him?
Yeah. He's walking away slowly, dejectedly.
I'm gonna go up to him and say, Seraphinus, I'm so sorry I interrupted. I saw things weren't going well.
Oh, Seraphinus actually stepped away. We'll
Oh.
come back to that. Sean or Bark, which of you would like to talk to someone next?
I guess it'll be me.
All right. You wish to go speak to Alacrion. Now,
Mhm.
you've spent quite a lot of time in the forest. You've probably met with Alacrion, I imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a personality and a half, but as you make your way over to the bonfire, you can already see a number of people, not just satyrs, awakened animals, different other fey creatures, even a number of humans that are all just sort of sitting around the beach. Drinks are flowing, there's loud conversation and laughter filling the air. And you can see sort of prancing between all of these sitting groups is Alacrion himself, a jovial smile constantly on his face as he will stop, bend over, clap people on the shoulders, and then stand back up with a booming laugh before heading off to another small gathering of people. Before he sort of eventually looks over and clocks you coming towards the bonfire, and his face lights up a bit further, and he kind of leans down, swipes a flask out of someone's hand, and starts striding over towards you.
Excellent.
Bark! Oh, so wonderful to see you again.
As well, as well.
He'll hand the flask out towards you. Are you enjoying the festival so far?
Mostly.
Well, couldn't ask for more, couldn't ask for more. Are you here to join us?
Yes.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Let's see. Not seeing many places. Oh, there's an opening. Why don't we go sit down over there? Join in on that conversation.
Excellent. I'll definitely take a drink.
Absolutely. So two of you make your way over. There's a small group of people who are just sort of having a general conversation. It seems about the caber toss earlier, as the two of you sit down amongst them. And Caspercle's voice hurt my throat. I'm sorry. I'm dying. But you are. Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk with him about?
The forest.
Yeah.
How to protect it best.
Oh, well, if we're talking about protecting the forest, I know you and I both have our different ways of doing it. But, I mean, if you get them too drunk to remember ever being in the forest, then it's protected.
That's true.
So,
I only care about the forest.
wow. It is quite a beautiful place. I don't know what we'd do without it. Gotta keep it pretty. Gotta keep it alive. Make everyone happy.
Reduce the screams. Yeah. Reduce the screams of the plants. It's not very pleasant.
Well, you just drown them out. You know, how about this? I have met some wonderful people recently. They introduced me to this great little concept called earplugs. Just balls of wax, realistically. You stick them in your ears, push them in as far as you can, and wow, you can't hear anymore. Those screams, gone.
Unfortunately, all plant screams tend to be more scent based.
Then stick it up your nose.
I'll try it sometime.
Hey, I'll see if I can get some for you.
Thank you.
And, anything else fun going on in your neck of the woods recently?
Oh, they've discovered some great hallucinatory berries.
Oh. You didn't, happen to bring any of those with with you, did you?
Opens up her pack.
Oh,
I like being part of the forest.
You were always my favorite. Well, do we take these? Do we just mush them up and drink the juice? Have you tried it in wine yet?
I haven't tried it in wine. I don't have a lot of access in the middle of the forest to wine.
Well, I've got some right here.
Sounds great.
Let's do it. Go ahead and give me a nature check to see. And go ahead and give me a +2 circumstance bonus as you are sharing a drink with him in this case. And getting drunk with him makes Alacreon happy. Oh, that is a success for you.
Woohoo.
On the dot. Very, very nice. Now, you could reroll hope for the critical success if you'd like. But there will be many times to continue with the conversations here. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll to see how hallucinatory those berries are in wine. Let's see. I think they're not enhanced any further, their effects. They are definitely mild hallucinations that you will experience over the next couple hours, but nothing that'll muddle your senses too terribly badly.
Okay.
But you have a wonderful conversation with Alacreon, sort of talking about just various things you've found in the woods and ventures you've had recently during that time. You're not going to remember any of it afterwards.
No.
But it's a fun conversation nonetheless, a good way to spend the few hours you've got. Before eventually, as the berries sort of begin to wear off, the bonfire has waned slightly, but the feast is being set up, and Alacreon sort of, all right, everyone, we've got a feast to go to. We'll come back here afterwards. Don't forget your drinks. We're going to keep drinking till the wee hours. But for now, we must all do our duties and be civilized for a while. There's a big cheer that goes up between everyone there. And everyone sort of gets up and heads to the feasting grounds together. And last but not least, Sean, you wished to go speak with Tanasha during this time, correct?
Yes.
All right. You definitely find her in the southern markets at this point, with two people from her entourage sort of with her as she is just exploring and getting to know a number of the different shopkeepers.
Excellent. Could you remind me again? You said she was a representative from somewhere?
Yes, she is on Talden's Senate. On the Talden Senate.
Oh, she's a senator.
Yeah.
Okay. And is she, I can't remember. I know we spoke to her before, but is she just here for the party, or is she like have a role in terms of like stuff she has to do here, or?
Go ahead and give me a recall knowledge roll, actually.
Okay.
Because you guys
That's
met
something I
her
have to-
briefly from someone who didn't know her very well, so I want to see what you could have gleaned from that.
Okay. I can just start from scratch as well. I was just
Yeah.
my out of character memory is not good, so that's why I was
Okay, fair enough. As far as you can tell, she is here to represent Taldor, but taking a little bit of time to watch her, you see the sort of world-weary expression of someone who does not actually care for politics and is just sort of participating because it's her job. But she would probably be grateful for conversation that stays away from politics.
That's my specialty.
Well,
He'll saunter up and give a shout.
oh, hello there. I believe we met earlier. Let's see, your name was... Don't tell me. I've got this. Shane, right?
So close, Sean.
Ah!
Sean Rosenote.
God damn it, so close. Well, apologies, Sean. Mr. Rosenote, do you have a preference?
Just Sean.
Sean it is.
Ar-
Well,
I already got a friend that tries to give me them honorifics, and I love the little bugger to pieces, but good lordy.
a bit too much. That's completely understandable. Are you exploring the markets as well?
I wanted to come around, mingle with some of the folks. Didn't get nearly enough of a chance to talk with you earlier, so I wanted to come and chat for a while. If you don't mind my company, that is.
Not at all. I've been just going around, seeing what interesting things I could find. I was going to make my way over to the exhibition stages soon, if you'd care to join me.
Oh, I'd love to escort you, ma'am.
Oh, well, that's wanted to see. I've heard so many things about the primal magics of those who live in this forest, and I mean it's so different from the magics I'm capable of that I wanted to see what people were capable of.
Working with the Fae folk, you see a lot of the primal, but you get to see all kinds of different magic around here. You got
Oh.
a personal preference?
Well, I myself am more of the arcane persuasion, so I see quite a lot of those with divine persuasions as well back home. It's sort of that occult and primal magics that I don't get to see nearly as frequently as I would like.
The cults I'm more partial to myself, not necessarily out of choice, but more just familiarity.
Oh,
Though you see, mingle with the Fae, you see a lot of primal around here. Of course,
I would
makes
imagine
sense
so.
since we're out in the woods.
Right. Well,
Uh,
go ahead.
Would you like to see one of the occults?
Are you a capable mage yourself? I'd love to.
I've been known to cast from time to time.
By all
And out of
means.
character, I just need to check something really quick.
Take an hour, cast a ritual.
No, I was just checking to see which of these spells are in different schools because I know some of them cross between different ones.
I
So
see.
I'm trying
You're
to find
looking
one
for
that's
like
not
occult
that
only.
occult only, or like occult prime, or something that's not
Sure.
Arcana that she might enjoy.
Absolutely. Actually think
Maybe this one.
any of your first rank spells would work.
Okay, that's also that. That's the thing is that my first ranks aren't very showy.
Fair. I guess
But,
that's weird because command is arcane. I see it. They only keep the trait of your actual school that you can cast, so you have to actually check the spells themselves.
I think I might know one. Give me one sec.
Sure.
There's two I have in mind that might fit the bill.
Soothe is
that's
occult
not it.
only.
Damn it! Everyone I look up is both arcane and occult. This is so annoying.
You could always do your courageous anthem or rallying anthem, as those are your bard specific spells.
Alright. There's one more I just want to check. Otherwise, yeah, I'll just default to that because
Sure.
damn it, it's literally every one of the spells I looked up was arcane occult.
What a shame.
But anyway, he'll pull out his musical instrument like, hope you like a bit of music at the same time. Most of my magic's a little bit flashy.
Is that your focus for your casting? I've known a few troubadours
right,
back
man.
home, but not many of them are capable of infusing magical energy into their words and performances.
Yep. And I'm actually gonna do like kind of a mini performance for her.
Sure.
Instead of just showing. So would I be able to use performance to kind of influence her?
Absolutely would, and you'll get a +2 circumstance bonus to your roll here for including the music.
So for like kind of a one action round, basically I'd like to do a musical accompaniment and then my cantrip.
Sure, yeah. do a whole little performance there, so you get the status bonus from accompaniment and the circumstance bonus for the magic.
All right. Accompaniment. Would I just do a manual +2 entry, or just
Yeah,
roll it
I
and
don't
then
have
add
an
2?
I don't have an effect. Up to you if you'd like to manually add it, or I can just add 2 to your final roll.
There we go. I'm gonna hero point that. A string pops.
Oh,
Much better. Much better.
There we go.
Yeah. As the two of you are sort of walking over to the exhibition stages to take a look at what's going on, you sort of pull out your instruments, begin playing, realize that a couple of the notes are out of tune after your fight with the storm drinker, and very quickly and surreptitiously fix them before continuing on with the performance. And ends with her giving a delightful little clap. That was wonderful! And you're able to infuse magic directly into that. If you wouldn't mind sharing, where is your magic sourced from? I know, like, for example, myself, it comes from my heritage. I have a little bit of Fey ancestry, and that magic manifested itself in myself. But how do you get yours?
Well, the occult casters can get it from a few different sources. Mine primarily comes from a muse, kind of inspiration behind the music, but also is kind of what gives it its power.
Oh,
I'm a bit of a follower of is it Shellin or Shaylin? It's the deity.
Shellin.
Shellin. Follower of Shellin, so I like to think that she gives me a hand in some of my performances.
That's wonderful. Very wonderful.
How about you? You got any tricks of your own?
Well, I've definitely got some tricks of my own, to be certain. I'm not sure any that would necessarily catch your attention, but let me think.
But don't
here
be
for
modest,
a
darling.
moment. Well, a lot of mine are simply meant to help. I don't find myself participating in battles much of the time, so my magic tends to be a lot less flashy and more, I don't know, administrative, you could say. I mean, she'll
I'd
she'll
be
go
happy
ahead
to
and just
teach you
start like
a spell or two.
stamping her foot on the ground.
I was gonna grab a fan from in the garage. Do you want me to grab
Sylvia.
an extra one for up here somewhere?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Sylvia.
Sorry.
You could hear the conversation. She stamps her foot on the ground a couple times, and you think for a moment it's like she's trying to start a beat and not very well, but all of a sudden, you sort of hear in your head, I can do something like this.
He'll look around. Who said that? Try to like play along.
That was me, of course, and this is a spell I believe those of occult persuasion could learn. I don't know how you learn spells, but I could do my best to teach it to you at some point if you have time. It's I don't know if you're aware of the message spell, but this is a slightly more subtle, I suppose, version of it that sends your message to someone through tremors in the ground.
Oh, I'd love to have your tutor and darling. Maybe I could show you a couple as well.
I'd be
Perhaps
happy
after the
for-
dinner.
Sure. Be happy to compare notes after the feast.
I love the idea that Sean is trying to flirt, but Tanasha just is completely oblivious to it.
Honestly, he's not even flirting. He's just legitimately having a good time.
Yeah, they're just
I love
two
it.
mages sharing notes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, basically just kind of doing that, hanging out, just going to probably showing each other some spells, stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah. And eventually the two of you will sort of, as things are going, the sort of rumbling bellow at sunset in one of the immense wooden horns over by the pavilion is sounded, signaling to all that the feast is prepared. And you all may join. I've just realized I've had the music muted this entire time. I apologize. Sadly, I don't have an SFX for the horn. I kind of wish I did. I should have used the cheering and disappointment sounds though during the caber toss. I'll have to remember that for the flighting contest tomorrow. But as you all make your way to the feast grounds over by the pavilions and campsites, it is numerous thick oaken tables supported by like gnarled stumps. All of the tables sort of sagging almost to ground level from the massive bounty of food from every corner of the forest. There's wild mushrooms, nuts, fresh fruit, trays of honeycomb, platters with steaming slabs of venison, rabbit, other wild game. And then, sort of on the far end of it, is the offerings brought by the foreign visitors. Fine wines from Keonan, some of the fragrant, more pricey cheeses from Taldor, sweet and savory pies from Andoran, freshly baked. A number of animated trees sort of trundle slowly and back and forth across this area, replacing empty platters and pitchers with full ones as the feasting begins. But there's a massive bounty of food here for you all to consume. If you would like to spend this time chatting with people, you'd be more than welcome to, or you may just focus on your food.
Do you think that, because of the concentration of primal magic, maybe there's some druid who has figured out how to flavor bottled sunlight for plant creatures?
Any flavor you're looking
Isn't
for
that
in
just
particular?
prestidigitation?
None in particular, but just there's all this food for all the people who actually have to eat, but there's so many plant people. I'm like, they've got to figure out something. So like, turkey flavored sunlight.
How to give taste.
I think that's just prestidigitation, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it can reflavor stuff.
It cannot, actually.
Really?
Nope.
It can cool, warm... Oh, it can cool, warm, or flavor 1 pound of non-living material. So, I'd say there's definitely some people that have been working on, at the very least, being able to use prestidigitation on bottled sunlight in particular, because that is a bit of a weird substance, to be sure.
Also, there's a cleanse cuisine. That's a primal spell at first level.
You want people wasting
Doesn't that
their
just
spell
get rid of
slots?
poison and stuff?
Yes.
Do it for Seraphinus.
Waste spell slots to let me enjoy the flavors.
The flavors
They're
of the
honest about
wilderness. Yeah, I think I can say there's definitely a number of druids that will actually start the feast off by presenting their modified prestidigitation formula that has managed to make bottled sunlight have at least 17 different flavors now.
Oh my God.
Depending on what it is exactly you would like. And so they, as everyone's like sitting down, place a number of these bottles sort of at various areas based off of what they're flavored after. So there are some that are flavored after roasted venison, some that are flavored after mushrooms, some that are flavored after honeycomb.
Oh, honeycomb. Yes. I think I shall enjoy this.
Asili, there are a number of cooked animals here.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm white knuckling it.
there's a number of other people very much like you, these sort of multiple companion druids that are true friends of the animals of the forest that all sort of look over at the meat section in disdain and sort of stay as far away from possible on the other end of the tables.
Wait a minute. Don't animals eat other animals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Bark Pine is representing them.
Excellent.
Also
I'm-
changing into various animals to savor different foods.
On the other end of the spectrum, I'm a vegetable rights activist. I think it's unethical to eat veggies.
Oh, so Sean is just diving into the meat section of the table as well.
I don't eat meat, I eat sunlight.
Sean's also eating the formulated sunlight. Are
Well,
you eating
Zalek-
exclusively the meat-flavored formulated sunlight?
Oh yes.
Zalek would definitely join Bark Pine and just dive into the meat section of the table. Yosef would try to be a little more polite about it. He'd fill his plate up with lots of leafy greens and fruit and fresh fruit because his mother would kick his ass otherwise. Then he'd have a small portion of meat and he would see what the wine tasted like if that was available.
Absolutely.
He's never had wine. They were too poor.
Isabeau immediately snaps up the food you hand to them, Bark.
Oh yeah, gotta feed the hawk. Lots of meats. Meat's back on the menu.
Boys.
Asili,
Hell
do you
yeah.
think Velociraptor eats meat? Much to your
Yeah.
chagrin.
Yeah, so does moldy bread. It's okay because it's natural. Because they don't have the ability to choose. We have the ability to choose. And when we make the active choice to kill another animal, another being, that's disrespectful to nature.
Just had the morbid
What?
thought, how many of these creatures that you guys
Who
are
wants to
eating
tell her?
might have been awakened animals who chose this as their end?
I mean,
Suicide animals.
Jericho, this is why we have that negativity.
no, I think that's actually really interesting.
Right.
Like the way that people
Mhm.
donate their bodies to science.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
Some of the older animals know their time is coming, and so instead of they choose to allow themselves to help be part of the celebration in a literal sense.
Oh, there's a word for that. Ecno-cannibalism, that's what it is.
We
An
just
old
call them
practice there.
donors where we're from.
I feel like it's different when you're talking about like talking deer though, instead of a person. But who knows? Who cares?
If y'all
They taste
if
good.
y'all start saying that if y'all say that eating cows or deers is going to be cannibalism, then I'm just getting rid of cannibalism in general. We're just going to eat everything. I don't care if it's humanoid.
I'm an equal opportunity meat eater. Thank you very much. All right. Is there anyone you guys would like to spend time interacting with during this meal? Do you want to search for new people to meet? Do you want to just chat with some of the people you've chatted with already? We can also, if you guys don't want to continue chatting with people directly, we can just make some base rolls with who you guys are spending time chatting with over the meal.
I'll have a drink with the Lacrion. Why not?
Fantastic.
Jericho, you said there were other summoners here, right?
Yeah.
Are there any of them at this table?
I mean, the tables are big. You could ask around.
Well,
There's a lot of companions and animals around. It's a little hard to tell on first glance whether they're animal companions, awakened animals, or eidolons.
I mean, this is something I actually forgot to send you, but when an eidolon is manifested, the eidolon and the summoner have a mark visible that cannot be covered that denotes them as summoners.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any such type mark?
I'm going to
Or would
ask
I
for a
not be?
perception check for that.
Okay. Blind, I'm assuming.
Yes, perception checks are always blind. You see a couple other sigils around. None at your current table.
Okay. Do the nearest one, does that person look engaged in conversation, or are they just...
You could catch them at a time when they're not engaged in conversation, if you would like to.
Does their Eidolon look like a beast, or is it more like a fae, a dragon, a psychopomp? I'm looking for another primal summoner.
You could find another primal summoner here. I don't know if it would be the one closest to you off the top of my head, but you could at least find one.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to find one and ask him or her. Because Yosef, as much as he loves Zalek, he doesn't actually know what Zalek is aside from a spirit of nature. And he's kind of wants to talk to an older summoner to get a little more detail on exactly, what happened to him that caused Zalek to bond to him.
You can certainly try to get that information, yeah?
Yes, I would like to try that.
What about anyone else?
I'm
Oh, God.
I'm just looking for other untamed druids to hang out with.
Sure.
I would have gone to Seraphinus after the interaction with Last Pickle and told, apologized for interjecting and, that I saw it wasn't going well. And I think that we should go sit with him and kind of love bomb him a little so that he doesn't cause mayhem, but he also doesn't feel so lonely.
I will say you guys do take consecutive penalties for trying to interact with the same person repeatedly. Because they get tired of talking to you.
I think Seraphinus probably doesn't. He's not feeling great right now after that interaction, so he'll just shake his head and say, "No, thank you, Sazawadi, but there's something else I would like to look into. That's okay with you."
She'll shrug and walk away.
Oh. Specifically, Seraphinus would like to look around for those leprechauns that he saw talking to Last Pickle.
He's not going to get any nicer to you guys if you don't get his name right.
Ass pickle.
Ass pickle.
It's not going to make him any happier.
It sounds like everyone's saying ass pickle.
Yeah.
I thought it was ass pistol.
You need help.
We're never gonna get this dude's name right.
I'm intentionally getting his name wrong at this point.
I'm
because
aware.
He's a jerk.
Same,
Glass-
but I'm also not interacting with him in game, so I could do it.
Glass spickle.
But yes, can I
You're
try and
starting
find
his
the
Joker arc.
leprechauns?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead
I
and
know.
give me a perception check.
Mhm.
Try and find them. Okay. And Asili, just so I've got it all noted down, is there anyone in particular you would like to go and try and speak with?
I guess. Did Allie find the leprechauns?
She's gone off to look at them, or look for
I
them
would-
at this point.
I would also go off to look for them, since I'm gonna assume they were also in on the mayhem.
Okay. Then you may give me a perception check as well. And Sean, we'll go ahead and just start with yours because yours is the simplest influence roll, unless you'd actually like to have a conversation with Alacrion in particular. But we can also just do the roll to influence him if you would like.
Yeah, I'm fine with just the roll. Basically,
Sure.
it's just gonna be like talking, laughing, joking with them, stuff like that. It's just basic
Absolutely.
merriment.
Yeah, you can give me a performance check for that if you'd like.
Oh,
And You do get the +2 because you're drinking with him as well, and that is a success. You said you were
I'll just
drinking
take the
with him,
success.
right?
Yeah, I said I was going to have a drink with him.
Awesome. Yeah. He's happy to see you. He's happy to swap stories about the people you've helped escape recently. He might drop hints here or there that one or two of the people you helped get out of the woods are people he intentionally got lost in the woods.
Were you the one who got that one guy stuck in a tree stump?
I'll be honest with you, no, that wasn't me. But I did find him there and I laughed at him for a solid half hour.
I couldn't resist chuckling myself finding it.
Yeah. I was the one who convinced him to take his shirt off. But he got himself stuck in there and on his own.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Just joking.
Yeah. Just
going through stories.
Relatively happy conversation.
Yeah.
Yosef, finding your way over to one of the nearby primal summoners, you find yourself come face to face with a pretty small, what looks to be chipmunk that you can find the sigil on.
Hello.
Hello there.
I couldn't help but notice that you have that interesting sigil on you.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. A symbol of my affinity for a number of the primal magics. Yes. Nice. I see you have one yourself.
Yes, I do. I was hoping if you wouldn't mind. I have a few questions about it because I don't know all that much. It just kind of happened to me.
Well, you're a young one. I see how it is. It happens to all of us. It's okay. So ask away. Be happy to see what I can answer.
Yes, so several years ago, and he'll point at Zalek here, was just lost in the forest and he appeared. And then I found out I could do magic of the natural variety, and that's about all I know.
Yeah, that's about how it works.
But
Sometimes they find you, sometimes you make a direct pact with them. It depends on your circumstances, but Zalek, if he came to you, then there's a very good reason for it happening. There's a chance he already knew who you were.
Yosef will turn to Zalek with that suspicious eye because Zalek has never mentioned this at all.
I don't know what he's talking about, man.
Zalek,
What?
I'm pretty sure this fine, upstanding, pardon me, gentleman or lady.
Marshfoot is the name.
Marshfoot. I'm pretty sure Marshfoot would not try to pull one over on me. Zalek.
What? What do you want?
You know what? We'll talk about this later. So, Marshfoot.
Yes?
Everyone that I've talked to who knows anything about Zalek has always called him a Eidolon.
Yes, that is what the your companion is called. If you have that sigil on yourself, it marks you as a type of magician that many call a summoner. You have a connection to your beast or figure that you have made a pact with and can summon and send them away at will. If he gets on your nerves, you can tell him to fuck off. It's okay.
Wait. Yosef is just going to be a star. Wait, I can send him away?
Yes. You can make him leave and call him back whenever you want. That's part and parcel. You're supposed to get that information when you make the pact. It just sort of happens.
Yosef is in stunned silence because there have been a few times he's wanted to send Zalek away. But he'll take a deep, calming breath, woosah kind of deal.
Ready, I'll walk you through it. It's a learning experience for you. Take a deep breath. And
He
you said
takes
his
a
name
deep
was
breath.
Zalek, right?
Yep.
I want you to shout from the depths of your soul. Fuck off, Zalek!
Yosef will take the deepest breath imaginable and with every fiber of his soul yell, "Fuck off, Zalek!"
Zalek looks at you, a little hurt expression on his face. No.
Yosef will look to the chipmunk. It didn't work.
Well, did you put magic into your voice?
I think so.
Zalek. Fuck off.
Okay. And Zalek just fades away.
Okay.
I think you did it wrong.
That's okay. Now how do I get him back?
The best of luck with that. If he's not listening to you sending him away, best of luck getting him back.
Well,
It should be the
what's
same thing. You just do your best to get him over to you, think about it. Shout, scream, I don't know, cry. Whatever makes you you.
Okay. Where's your Eidolon?
Oh, he's you can see him over on the water over there. He's taking a bath.
I'll look over to the water. What do I see?
A shark.
Oh! God damn!
Who just like pops up and waves a flipper.
Yosef will wave back cheerfully.
Yes, that's well, I never thought to give him a name. I call him Tooths on occasion.
Oh, I didn't give Zalek his name. That's what he said his name was.
Sometimes I like that. Depends on the sentience. More sapient creatures will have already a bit of a mind of their own. You form your pact. It's not unheard of.
Well, I'm just going to assume that the pact isn't like a quote-unquote written one. It's a agreement between the summoner and the Eidolon.
Depends on, but yeah.
Well, I think I know what Zalek gets out of it. He loves to eat, and I feed him.
I like to eat too, and if you'll excuse me, I see some delicious fish meat over there that I need to go partake of.
Of course. Thank you for indulging my questions.
But of course. Best of luck getting him back.
I think I have an idea of how to get him back, but I'll try.
The chipmunk will waddle off.
So when Yosef yelled Zalek fuck off, did everyone like just stare at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
You got a lot of looks.
This is what I get. Okay, so Yosef will reach. He's not gonna yell again, but he'll
You
search
sure?
deep in. Yeah, he's sure. He's not gonna. No, he's good on the yelling. He's going to reach deep into his soul, where he knows the connection exists between the two of them, and he's just going to say one simple thing. If you come back, I'll get you more honeycomb, and I'll get you another bread bowl tomorrow.
You feel a almost tug on your reserve of magical energy. And at first you don't see Zalek, but when you look around, he's just sitting over at the table munching on honeycomb.
Yeah, figures.
Thanks
Wait, he
for the
already has
promise.
Oh, you're welcome, Zalek. You could have told me that. Like when, you remember when we figured out you could shrink in size? After you scared my mother half to death?
That wasn't my fault. And
How was
that's
it your...
where we're going to pivot over to someone else. Mark, you wanted to go find some of the other untamed druids?
Yep.
Easy enough to do. Many of them are quite frequent or quite obvious. Many of them have the same sort of mindset that you do of let's transform into different beasts and see how our taste buds change for different foods. So it's pretty easy to find the group of people that are just constantly morphing and then passing food around each other.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
The untamed druids, the true gourmets of the world of Galarian. As they see you sort of walking in your direction. Hey, come on over. Come and join us. Have you tried this yet?
Yeah. No. What is it?
No clue
form tastes
off the
best?
top of my head, but that weed right there, try it when you're in a snake. I don't know why, but it just makes it so much better.
I'll do it. Slither. Oh.
It takes something that, like when you first taste it in regular elf form, is definitely bitter. When you become a snake and take a bite out of it, all of a sudden it's much more savory. The bitterness almost entirely gone.
Savory.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Here, we've got a backlog for newcomers. You can see they have a section of the table where they've just set up a line of foods and made little bark placards with animals written on them. You just go down the line.
That is so convenient.
And you're just going to change yourself into what you see on the card and eat the food.
Mm-hmm.
We've been trying to organize it based off of a progression of taste, but feel free to make some changes yourself if you think some things would go better before or after something else.
Okay.
We're trying to set up the ultimate dining experience here.
Mm-hmm.
You were free to just feast with them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk with them about, or do you just want to feast with people similar to you?
Mostly feast so similar to me, socialize.
Yeah. Absolutely. There are a number of them are similar to you. They are from the Verduran Forest and spend their time around it. There's a few you've seen quite frequently. There are also a few druids who are not native to the region and will share stories sort of where they're from around the Inner Sea, and also will sort of side-eye the table where all the food that was brought by foreigners was put, and then open up their packs and pull out things they brought just for the druids to try.
Ooh.
And those tend to be the more exotic things.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them taste great. Some of them don't quite fit your taste, but it's definitely a unique experience. This is not something you can normally get to do.
Yeah.
So, but you have a pretty fun time chatting and just eating a bunch of different foods, getting objectively the best taste out of everything.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
All right. Sir Raffinus, you wished to try your best to find the leprechauns that you saw Caspercle speaking with earlier, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You don't find both of them. However, you see a couple leprechauns here and there. You do notice one who looks relatively familiar, though. Just small figure, the average coat, but you can see there is sort of a long tear on the back of his left sleeve, and that you caught earlier, and so you're able to catch. That's the one. And he's currently just sort of chilling out over by Alacrion's party, drinking.
Okay. For a little bit, Seraphinus will just keep an eye on him.
Sure.
Like grab a drink from Alacron's table and pretend to drink it, even though he doesn't have a mouth to drink alcohol with or anything.
There's a couple people that give you weird looks when you do that.
But if do you want me to roll anything when I watch him for a little bit, or just
no need.
Okay.
He's partaking of the feast. He seems to be enjoying himself. You actually, yes, go ahead and give me a perception check if you don't mind.
Okay. Silly, do you see anything with that leprechaun?
You're muted,
May
Vasily.
Silly make a perception check as well when I ask her to?
If Vasily is here, then, and speaks up, perhaps. Though they are muted at the moment, so that might be why we cannot hear them.
That might be why you can't hear me.
Taking some time to watch, the two of you definitely notice the leprechaun every now and then sort of furtively glance in Alacrion's direction. There is, like, a hint of anger in his eyes when he does.
Mhm.
But he doesn't act on it anyway. He just seems annoyed. It's like that look when there's someone whose presence annoys you and they're near you and you just kind of keep looking over at them, thinking to yourself, God, when is this fucker gonna leave?
That makes sense.
Why is he such an ass? Things like that.
I think in that case, Seraphinus will head over to the leprechaun with the beer in his hands, and if Vasily wants to follow him, she can. But Seraphinus is just going to sidle up to the leprechaun and be like, ugh, but Acreon is such a jerk, isn't he?
He's not the best person to be around. He's a little overbearing for someone of his stature, that's for sure.
For someone of his stature, how do you mean?
Well, just
Come on, you can tell me.
he's just does the term too big for his britches apply to him? I think it does. Do you ever see a fawn and you just want to shave their fur?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I get that feeling sometimes when I look at him, you know? He'd look a lot funnier.
You're
Someone
thinking
just
perhaps that. Ooh, certainly do. Do you know if anybody would be doing that? That would be hilarious to see if somebody did that.
No. That's. I mean, if that happens to him outside of the gala, sure, but during it, no one would do such a thing. That's too far. Everything's in good fun here, and we don't. He and I may be rivals, but he doesn't. He deserves to lose in an upstanding manner.
Fair enough. I'm gonna do a sense motive.
Sure.
Like, oh, just like, yeah, leprechauns, they're not trustworthy.
He's been drinking, but while he seems taking a moment during this conversation, you realize what you saw earlier, maybe less the idea of seeing someone you actively dislike, and more when you see someone you consider your rival doing better than you.
Okay.
He said that, everything's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Everything what?
Just playing around, talking to people, the events,
Everyone's here to have a good time, and I don't want to be someone who ruins that.
I heard there were going to be pranks and mayhem.
Well, I mean, a prank is one thing if it's done in good faith and good fun, but, I mean, mayhem, I wouldn't go that far. That's a bit much. I mean, got so many people here. If mayhem occurs, then people aren't going to be too happy about it. He doesn't seem to be lying to you, as far as you can tell.
Okay, interesting.
Looking for clues of the conspiracy I've set up.
I
You won't find them here.
I saw you talking to Brass Sickle earlier today, and I wondered,
Do you mean Casprickle, or is there a brass sickle that I don't know of?
what is his name?
Casprickle?
Grass prickle.
Casprickle.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really bad with names.
Just don't
So
call
I
him
saw you.
not his name to his face. That'll send him real over the edge.
Why is he so angry?
Because I told him to go shove it. Well, and that's what he's like in general. He's just an unhappy camper 9 times out of 8.
I have to remember that one. That one's really good 9 times out of 8.
Maybe he has a thorn in his shoe.
Door up his ass.
Uh,
Might be more than one.
Ass prickle.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, that'd be fun. Why don't you go call him that to his face? That could be entertaining.
Well, if you turned him down, what was he asking of you?
Oh, you wanted me to participate in the flighting contest and win for him? No.
Why not?
Because I don't feel like participating. I tried it last year. Good fun, but wow, those people are brutal. I had one too many drinks beforehand, and man, I fumbled my words, and oh boy. Those people, I'll tell you, they will rip you a new one.
Do you have any recommendations or advice or suggestions?
Pay attention, don't drink beforehand. Are you planning on participating?
I've been told we're expected to participate in the events.
Well, best of luck to you then. I mean, if you don't want to participate, you can always throw a little heckle in here and there from the sidelines, see if you can distract someone. That might help out if you don't want to do the direct participating and risk their ire being turned against you.
You would help out?
I could be convinced to help out, perhaps. I mean, are we talking like just a favor or a favor for a favor?
Let's be honest, it really depends on the favor.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know if I have a favor I want to ask of you right now, but be happy to, I'll see if I can help out tomorrow, perhaps. Why not? Could be fun.
In the future, if you need help, I will gladly help you, as long as it's a like favor.
Sure. Well, I think we can come to an agreement on that, absolutely. And, well, names, I suppose, Glennick Brindlebark.
Really, Zawadi.
Well,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you,
This is my
too.
best friend, Seraphinus.
Hello.
This is my best friend, Moldy Bread, and this is my other best friend, Tucker, and this is my other best friend, Velociraptor, and this is Seraphinus. Sorry. I love you.
Seraphinus, have you told her what a best friend is? Can't you only have one of those?
I have, but we're all her best friends, and it's
That's so sweet.
Except me.
Well, you have fun. I'll see what I can do in the contest tomorrow, and I'm may expect that favor to be fulfilled on your end at some point in the future when I need help. Yeah.
First.
All right. Well, as the feast finish up its sort of the first few hours of it, pivoting into sort of the second half when it's beginning to wind down, but people are still around and still going to be eating for a while yet. That's where we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. So stand up, stretch, grab some water, do what you need to do, and I'll see you all in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So, the first section of the feast has concluded. Your first period of time to really chat around with people, get some influence going, see if you could speak with anything. But about an hour and a half, 2 hours in to the feast or so, is a sort of hush falls over the crowd. A wood giant, one of the hosts of the gala, the official host, and a member of the Wildwood Lodge that many of you would recognize, the wood giant Shivaga, stands up, raises a wooden mug. Friends, visitors, fellow folk of the Verduran Forest, tonight we gather to celebrate the bounty of these woods, the magic of the eld, and the spirit of friendship that brought us here today. Whether we hail from the wildest depths of the wood or the soaring cities of empire, let us raise a mug to changing seasons, the cycle of life and death, and the lifeblood of the planet that sustains us all. May our spirits be lifted by the songs of birds and the rustling of leaves, and may our hearts be filled with the wisdom of those that came before us. Let us honor the spirits of the land and the sky, the creatures of the woods and the waters, the fae of the forest, and the folk who journeyed here from beyond its borders to be with us this day. To the Wildwood Lodge.
clap, 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 clap.
Roar, roar, roar.
Clap, clap, clap.
Raise a mug.
Woo! Cheering, yay. And following the applause and cheers from this toast, a number of people everyone falls back into their own groups, and you can see them beginning to make their own toasts towards their neighbors. You guys have one more attempt here to influence people of your choice, if you would like. And during this time, you could also provide a toast, effectively aiding yourself or getting an automatic success on your aid.
I want to toast the giant tree lady.
Thuja?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can go with toast Thuja.
Question, is that giant portal here?
You mean the
Immorta?
tortoise?
Yeah, the big turtle lady that we saw.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll give a toast to Granny.
You'll give a turtle a toast?
Yes.
It's the Galarian version of if you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a turtle a toast.
I like her. She was nice.
Anyone else in particular have anyone they'd like to toast? Anyone they'd like to attempt to influence here?
I guess I'll try
perfectly okay if not.
Alacrion again.
Sure. Absolutely. You guys above table, you'll know if you've reached maximum influence with an NPC if they give you a gift.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, it's a dating sim.
pretty much, yeah.
I want to try to influence my tree lady, not just toast
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
influence.
I will let you know she is not directly an individual that has a set of influence, but you can absolutely spend time chatting with them.
Does she have a prize?
No.
Fuck her.
She's giving her prize to Bark tomorrow for
Mhm.
doing well in the competition. So
In that
you could
case,
still
I can
toast her
try
and then go
influence
talk to someone
Natasha.
else if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
She doesn't have a prize. Fuck that. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm here for the mistletoe. Who of these people are we most likely to succeed in influencing?
You just talk to who you want to talk to. You can also look for other people to talk to.
I influence Tanasha again after toasting the tortoise lady.
Sure.
You get a penalty if you talk to the same person.
If you talked to them directly, like if the last person you tried to influence was them. So Sean has already spoken with Tanasha, but since he went to speak with Alacrion afterwards, he doesn't have a penalty to go back and speak with Tanasha again now.
So if I talk to Alacrian, then I can talk to Crass Pickle later.
Mhm.
Okay. Well then that.
Need diplomacy, or what would you like?
If you want to talk with Tanasha, diplomacy, performance, either of those would probably be best in this point in time. You could, with Tanasha, also give like a magical skill, occultism or arcana, if you wanted to focus on discussing magic with her.
Well, my cultism is 7, my performance is 14, so...
Arcana it is, then.
Oh, I don't even have Arcana, so
Exactly.
yeah, that's definitely the best one. That's
Yep.
definitely the best one.
Before you do your rolling, though, just to make sure I've got everyone who's going to wear, Yosef and Seraphinus.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you like to talk to, if anyone?
I think Seraphinus will go talk to Alice.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yosef will go talk to well, I'm not talking to Glass Spickle Pine or whatever the hell his name is.
You all
That's
literally
Sprinkle.
asked me to make it so you can hover over their damn tokens and see their names. You have no excuse.
We're having fun with calling him the wrong name.
I refuse to believe you can have fun with that idiot.
Hmm?
And by that
Make it
idiot,
fun
I mean
for me.
Casperkle, not Yosef.
I was gonna say Jericho.
I said what I said. I'll stand by it.
Who gave us the prize already?
No one.
So we don't have any prizes.
You have not reached max influence with anyone yet.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
talk to
So,
To who?
so these rolls,
Alacrion?
Alacrion, thank you.
Sure.
these rolls do not have to be private, correct?
Nope, these can be public. You may hero point them if you would like.
Oh, that is the second one I've rolled and trying to influence her. What the hell?
You're not allowed to. Fantastic. Absolutely.
Not allowed to court a lady anymore.
And then we've got Asili, Bark, and Yosef all going to talk to Alacrion and spend some time hanging out with him.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll toast him and the fruits of the forest and the
Absolutely.
ways they affect us.
I'll let him know that I have never drank before, and I was told that he is the proprietor of the finest drink.
Oh, buddy, that was a mistake. He will, as soon as you mention you've never drunk before, he will hook an arm over your shoulder. Well, let me tell you, after this whole meal ends, after party at the bonfire, you, my friend, guest of honor, you are going to learn all of the different tastes tonight.
Well, that's that. That'll max out our influence with him. We just have to sacrifice Joseph.
What the heck? All right.
It's for the good of the
Yosef will-
party.
Mhm.
Yosef will like try to wrap his small arm around him as well and be like, "Why wait?"
Well, we can start the
Yosef.
drinking now, but we gotta keep everyone on point for the after party. I am a host of it.
Mhm.
I have to keep myself somewhat sober for now. Once the party starts, that's when we can get fully drunk.
All right.
You don't want to make a damn fool of yourself in front of all these people, do you? At least not unless they're making fools of themselves too.
Very true. Very true.
Well, absolutely. The three of you can go ahead and give me your influence checks as well if you would like.
Mhm.
For Alacrion, performance, nature, diplomacy, society even would work.
Okay, I'll use diplomacy.
Yosef, that is a failure for you. I am comfortable.
All right. Well,
letting
I'm
you know
hero pointing that.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you all are fun drinking buddies. Let me tell you something. Bark.
Mhm.
All three of you, really. Great time. We're gonna need to get him learning, but
Yes.
in case you ever run out of those hallucinogenic berries you found, there's something I've been enchanting on the side. And he will whip out what looks to be just a regular jug.
The green ones.
We can hear a voice in the background, Sylvia.
Yeah, sorry, housekeeper.
Okay.
This should be capable of keeping you full of whatever drink you would like, and he will plant a jug of fond remembrance on the table for you all as a gift.
Oh,
I remember that item.
It is always contains just enough of the holder's favorite alcohol to share with a friend.
mm-hmm.
Cool. Who wants to hold on to it?
I say we give it to Yosef.
It can
Who's
also
Got the
just be
highest
put in
con.
It can just be put in the party stash for now as well, if you'd like.
Yeah, let's stick it in the party stash.
All right. But the three of you spend a solid amount of time at the rest of the feast managing to drink along with Alacrion. And for him, you have maxed out your influence. You can raise influence higher with him still. There may be benefits to doing that, but there are no, at the very least, you've received the material reward for influence with him.
Yeah, he's dead to me.
Kim got the mistletoe from him. She's good.
All right, and last but not least, Sir Raphanus, you wished to go speak with Alice, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alice seems like a military woman, right?
Yes.
Or okay.
She is very much. She is a member of Andoran's Eagle Knights.
Okay. I think, sir, can I influence her with warfare lore?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd allow
And
that.
I would have a lower DC because of a lore skill, right?
Potentially.
Okay, what? Well, let me ask. People who have talked to her before, what does she enjoy talking about?
Politics.
Politics, her job, the balance between Andoran and the Verduran Forest.
Alice is someone who walks that very fine line. She was raised as a druid and then joined the Eagle Knights of Andoran. So she sees both sides of the coin and does her best to maintain that balance where neither side goes too far. That's made her a lot of enemies, but has garnered her a solid amount of respect from the people who understand what she's doing as well.
Can I ask if that is a success
That
before I
will
reroll?
not quite be a success. For
Okay.
warfare lore specifically, your DC is going to be 20.
Really?
Mhm.
Would athletics also have been an option?
That would be a high DC with her.
Okay. Okay, Sir Raphinus.
She's here on military, or part of the military, but she doesn't necessarily enjoy speaking about it as highly as other things. She would
Bing,
rather
bang, boom.
talk politics or druidic influence. But you do manage to have a conversation with her. The two of you both being mounted combatants is definitely a topic of conversation between the two of you. And so the difference between a mount on the ground and a mount who flies in the sky is interesting enough to hold you to having a conversation for a hefty amount of time.
Perhaps I could make Stumpy fly at some point.
If
Jericho.
you can make him light enough to fly, that would be quite the sight. I'll definitely give you some tips on how to stay aloft if that's the case.
Oh, I would greatly appreciate it, Sir Quinley.
Well, same to you, Sir Raphinus. And if I ever find myself landlocked, then I will look to you for any additional tips in navigating the trees on a lower level. Yosef, were you about to say something?
I just wanted to ask, was my check earlier a crit success?
No.
Okay.
Or are you talking about the one
Might
way
be.
earlier?
The one with
With Alice?
Alice. Yes.
Maybe.
I rolled a 30 on that
I'm
one.
aware.
Oh, okay.
I deigned not to tell you if it was a crit or not.
Ah, the suspense.
Yes. How intriguing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did I succeed with Tanasha?
You did. Yes. Yeah, if a 27 was a failure, then we got a whole problem there.
Yeah, level 5. Good lord.
AC 35.
All right. Eventually, the party does, or at least the feast, comes to an end. Most of the attendees dispersing to get sleep for the night, to get up bright and early tomorrow for the event to continue. Alacrion is the one who sort of stands up on a table as it gets cleared. My friends, those of you who wish to sleep may, but to those of you who find the night still young and the stars not dim enough, join us at the beach where we will be drinking until we slumber.
Here.
My friends, remember, we're here to keep the peace. Don't get too inebriated.
The after party will act as an additional social round for you guys to influence anyone you would like if you wanted to attend. I will mention, though, you will have to make a save versus potentially being fatigued.
Oh, Yosef and Zalik are all about this.
Yeah, Bark is not. She can sleep when dealing with other things.
Can I use survival to talk to Alice and see if she has any tips that I can take back to school?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll talk to Alice about druidic things.
Yeah.
Being, Jewish as I am.
Druish.
Druish.
Yep.
That's a term. All right.
Sorry, Spaceballs.
I'm honestly scared to make another check because I'm out of hero points and I rolled the ones on the first two.
Do it just to see what happens.
If I roll a 1, does that regress our progress?
A critical failure will reduce your influence with the individual by 1, yes.
But a failure won't.
A failure will not. It is crit fail is -1, failure is no change, success is +1, crit success is +2.
Okay. And you said we get 1 influence round during the after party?
If you would like, yes. You do not have to participate in the after party.
The following day, will there be more chances to influence, or is that when all the shit hits the fan?
There will at the very least be a social round first in the day tomorrow, if you fail your save during the after party, you would have to spend one social round tomorrow sleeping to lose the fatigued condition. Unless you were fine being fatigued tomorrow.
Am I guaranteed fatigue, or do I save to see if I
You'll
become
make a
it?
save.
Okay. Do I trust my luck?
The choice is yours.
I'll let the others go, and then I'll
Okay.
think about it.
Parkin to Sealy, really sweetening up Alice. My goodness.
Damn.
What about the rest of you?
Yosef and Zalek are going to the after party because, you know, the invitation was just too tempting.
Yeah. Anyone you want to specifically interact with, or do you just want to drink?
Well, I'm assuming Akalon. Why can I not say this person's name?
Alacrion?
Alacrion. Why can't it? I'm assuming Alacrion is going to have Yosef front and center, just testing all the drinks.
Probably, but you could still take that time to speak with someone. Your words might be
Yes.
slurred, but
No, Yosef's good. He's had 2 successes today.
Alright.
He's not gonna try to overplay his hand.
you're just gonna revel and drink. Sounds good.
Yep, for the first time in his life.
Seraphinus, would you like to partake?
Seraphinus will stay up in order to keep an eye out for troublemakers.
Okay.
Is Tanasha currently awake at the after party?
Yeah, all of the notable figures are at the after party.
Yeah. Then Seraphinus will make a diplomacy check just to generically talk to Tanasha.
Sure. Absolutely.
Are you
See what I
fucking
mean?
kidding me?
Wow.
Not a critical failure, thankfully, but
What?
she
You know what?
is mostly distracted during the after party, just sort of pretty enamored by the random displays of magic people are putting on. So
Yeah,
trying to strike up a
that's-
regular conversation.
That's fair.
She sort of engages in side conversation, but you can tell she's not paying attention.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? We did say that we were gonna meet after the dinner to do some magic, so
You want to
I'll
influence her
make
as well?
another attempt. I know. What is the penalty? Is it a -2 or a 4, or what's the penalty?
Was your last attempt was not to influence her, so there's no penalty right now. You only take a penalty if you are trying to influence the same person multiple times in a row.
Oh, I thought she was the last person. Okay.
I don't think so. Did you talk to people during the meal? Did you not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. I talked to Alacrion during the meal
Yeah.
after her. That's right. I forgot.
There you go.
I'm still gonna have this as backup, though.
Oh no, you did talk to her as your second attempt in the meal, though, so you would have a -2 here.
Okay.
That is a good catch there.
I couldn't remember if I talked to Alacrion first, then her, or her then
You
Alacrion.
did. You spoke to, because you spoke to her before meal, so you did her, Alacrion, her, and now her again.
Okay. So yeah, what would be the? Is it a penalty or just an increased DC?
It is a -2 circumstance penalty.
Okay.
Which will be ignored by the
So-
fact that you're using magic and will get a +2 circumstance bonus.
Sweet. I didn't get a 1.
I was really concerned that with her, it was just everyone was cursed to get a 1. Because I'm not sure if any of you recall, Asili rolled a 1 last session trying to influence her. Also.
I recall.
So I was
I got
really
2
concerned.
1s on my first attempts.
Yeah. I was
He just
really,
doesn't-
really concerned.
I
Raphinus,
get it. I don't like people either.
Sir Raphinus, your attempts to speak with Tanasha are vastly overshadowed by her and Sean sharing magic with one another. You try to insert yourself into the conversation, but their conversation is a bit above your understanding. of magics, especially since they're not even talking about primal that you might have a vague understanding of. The occult and arcane magics are beyond your understanding.
I want to make some sad sap joke here about Seraphinus never gets the girl, nice guys finish last or something, but I'm
Cursed.
You saying I'm not a nice guy?
I am.
Yeah.
Asili's saying it
confused
like
for a
what
moment.
it is. All right. But we have Bark and Asilia as well, who spent some time chatting with Alice, having a very long conversation with her. Especially you, Bark. You're able to have a really solid conversation about her efforts that she's doing to limit the Andoran Lumber Consortium's efforts. And I think it definitely shows to you a little bit that your initial thoughts towards her, that she's just part of the consortium, was a little off.
Good.
And you're able to see that she has actually, some of the recent changes that have caused them to back off were a direct result of her.
Good to know.
Uh,
Thank you.
Eventually, as the two of you finish your conversations, though, she will look at the two of you. Before you go, just as a little something, I was taught to make these long ago, but let the blessing of the forest be with you.
Thank you.
She will hand you all a primeval mistletoe.
Sorry.
Which is a token of respect from her traditional upbringing.
Yay.
And that is in the...
I want one so bad. Thank you.
Is everyone okay with Asili taking that?
Mm-hmm.
It is an
How many do we
invested
get?
item.
And what does it do?
Just one. It's a +1 item bonus to nature checks while it's invested, and it has a once per 10 minutes you can cast a runic weapon or runic body.
once per 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
That would be
It
so
has to be on a
useful
weapon
for...
primarily made of wood or onto a
Oh.
creature for runic body. And it also has a once per day 2 action, cast one with plants upon yourself. To turn yourself into a
Alright, I'm
vine
probably
on a
not gonna
tree
be-
you touch.
That's
probably not
useful
gonna be
for
using
like
it then, so yeah,
50% of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Need it. I have enough. I saved enough money to buy it. I was gonna, if I didn't get it, I was gonna buy it. But if I got it, then I was gonna buy an armor bonus or whatever, a rune.
Mhm.
So I have enough money to buy it. If somebody else wants it, I don't need
mean,
it.
Question. Does it act as a hand wraps, basically? Or do you have to cast in order for it to be considered hand wraps?
It does not act as hand wraps on its own either. This is a sprig of berry, holly, and mistletoe that can act as a locust for your primal casting, grants you an item bonus, and then you can once per 10 minutes use 2 action to squeeze juice from the berries onto either a weapon or a creature to cast a runic weapon or runic body.
Okay, so we have to cast it to get that effect. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want the mistletoe, I know you said you wanted it before, so you can have it.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll save up money to get one eventually.
There is a greater version
I'm
you'll be able
looking-
to get at higher levels as well.
I'm probably going to be spending down the road to actually get hand wraps because I actually have a unique unarmed strike.
Yeah, definitely want to improve that.
Oh, that was one of the things I bought.
Asili, if you want, you can just grab it from the party stash into your inventory. And
Okay.
then tomorrow you'd be able to spend some money and get a armor potency rune if you wanted.
Yay.
But everyone participated in the after party. That means I need a fortitude save from everyone, please, as you eventually stagger off to your beds, having stayed up quite late tonight.
all right. Oh,
You have
Damn
a
it.
button, or do you just want us to roll?
Just roll.
look at Seraphinus just nat 20 it.
Well, Seraphinus wasn't drinking or anything. He was just staying on guard, so of course he gets a nat 20.
Oh, roll.
No, it's
Bark-
free.
That is a failure for you, Barkpine.
I guess I'll try again.
Sure. That is a
I-
failure for
I
you.
thought you were saying.
Joseph.
Does
I thought you were
Dalek
saying mine
also
was a
need to
failure.
roll?
Like, oh shit.
Zalek, I would like him to roll as well, please. And
Watch
Asili, if
Dalek
you could roll.
just smoke this.
That is an exact
Did-
success for Zalek. And all right, we've got a critical success for Sir Raffinus and Asili, which for the two of you is enough to actually impress Alacrian with your revelry.
Yay!
Or lack thereof in the case of Sir Raffinus. He's also just as impressed by your abstinence from it. The two of you, during your next influence checks, will be a critical success instead of a regular success.
Cool.
As long as you roll a regular success. Yosef, unfortunately, you will become fatigued by the amount of drinking that you do. You could nap during the first influence round of tomorrow if you would like, or if there's later ones, you could nap during those as well to get rid of it instead of participating, or you can just remain fatigued.
Well, Yosef is just gonna sleep it off.
Okay. That is fair enough.
I sent you a message about what I want to do with my critical success.
I'm seeing that. I need to think about that for a moment.
Fair.
Because when you say
Abscess in our
outsider's tent, there's a lot of people from outside the forest here, and you can only make so many trees. And do you also really want people to wake up to a tree in front of their tent in the morning?
I do. I think
Yes.
it's freaking hilarious.
Should I be concerned?
Yes.
I would meet up with Crass Pickle under his rock and ask him to join me so that we could be more effective, and I would plant anyone that he told me to plant.
You look for him and do not find him anywhere.
Damn
You
it.
do find a rock that is etched, though, that just says, "Very disappointed in the feast. No mayhem to be found."
Darn internet reviewers.
1 star out of 5. Casprickle absolutely has a Yelp account.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You do not find him anywhere, though, as you look for him.
Okay.
It seems he was definitely expecting something to occur at the feast, and when it didn't, he was made a bit annoyed.
Well, plant a protector tree in front of his rock then.
Just for him to find.
Ooh.
That's
No.
fair enough. That is going to bring us to tomorrow morning, though, the second day of the gala, and anyone who would like to take the long rest button absolutely may.
Yep.
And get yourself rested up and ready for the day. Yosef, you are still fatigued, unless you wish to sleep during the morning influence attempt.
Yes, I will sleep through that.
Absolutely. So no influence rolls for you, but you will, thankfully, not have to worry about being fatigued later. This will also be a time where I will recommend, if you would like, you can also spend time looking for problems to resolve. Since the gala is in full swing, this is the big main day of it. So this will be the time, if any, that problems are likely to occur that could use some assistance.
That's what Sir Raffinus is all about.
Finding problems.
And solving them.
I will be right back. I should use the bathroom quick, and they'll let you know.
Can I
Stepping away button.
can
A what?
I
Yes?
what did you say about a button?
I was saying there's a step away button if you have
Yep.
to leave the
Where-
table.
Where is this button?
Left side of your screen with the tools,
Huh.
there's a purple button that looks like a partially open door.
Okay.
If you click that,
Oh, rad.
it puts a note in chat saying you're stepping away for a minute. And then if you click it again, it says you're back.
Okay.
And that way you don't have to say you
Yes.
have to step away. You can just hit that, and I know.
Can I try to nat one again against Tanasha?
Yeah, if you want to spend the morning chatting with Tanasha, you absolutely may.
I'll try to do that, but
Sure.
talking about primal magic, showing off my wild forms and
Sure.
hunting shifts and shit.
Absolutely.
Better.
A Sealy, very nice. And were that not a crit success already, that would be increased to a crit success.
Can I give my extra success to
No.
Bark Pine?
Nope. But it's okay because Bark succeeds anyways.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
There is a button on your screen, don't forget, that you can hit to step away if you need to. And then you can click it again when you come back. It makes everyone's
Where's
lives
the button?
easier. Left side of your screen, it's the button that looks like a partially open door.
Oh, I have that covered by my character sheet.
Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? Yeah, anytime you
I
guys need
always
to
put it
step
on the
away,
left
just
side
use
of my
that.
screen. Okay.
Because that way I know. We have
I
Bark
will probably
and
look-
Sealy talking to Tanasha.
I will probably look for trouble.
You want to look for trouble? Absolutely. And Seraphinus, what about you?
Looking for trouble.
Looking for trouble. Go ahead and give me perception. Or society if you'd like. I'd allow that here. Alrighty. Well, first and foremost, we'll go ahead and go with Asili and Bark. Because the two of you are a power team, it seems, when it comes to influencing people and getting them to become really good friends with you, getting on real good terms with them, seeing what they can do. She ends up, after being quite happy with the magic you all show, goes ahead and pulls out a very illustrious looking wand. Well, I imagine the two of you already have this capability, at least inherently, but perhaps you can use it to find some more entertaining conversationalists in case anyone else bores you as you're speaking to them. And she will hand
Thank
you a
you.
wand enchanted with Speak with Animals.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Who in the party doesn't already talk to animals?
I speak to plants, not animals.
I do both.
Same.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's give Seraphinus or Yosef.
Why would I want to talk to the thing I'm eating?
Oh my god.
I
Kick you in the
speak to
shins.
I speak to rodents, beavers, mice, porcupines, rats, squirrels, and other.
Vermin.
Yeah, I speak to animals already, just a specific type of animals.
I think Seraphinus, with his high diplomacy, should be the one to speak to animals.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Sure.
If everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
The wand is in the party stash for you if you'd like to take it.
Okay.
And Seraphinus and Sean looking for trouble in the morning. You don't per se find trouble in the sense that it's currently occurring, but you do manage to find a pair of individuals that are definitely look a little suspicious.
It's the two leprechauns, isn't it?
No, it's a pair of centaurs actually.
Ah.
Uh,
What does it seem like they're doing?
Give me half a moment to grab their art for you guys. a pair of centaurs who look quite obviously like sisters, actually, are currently sort of walking around and just chatting with people, but one of them is sort of fidgeting with their bow constantly. They're both wearing full armor at this point in time, and one of them, not fiddling with their bows, sorry, their longbows are on their back, but they're just sort of like fiddling with arrows at their flanks as they're going. And they're holding quiet conversations with people, but they don't seem very friendly to people, and you did not see them around yesterday.
All right. And both Raphanus and I see this, or just one
Yep.
or the other?
Yeah, you both see them.
Sean will give a nod to Raphanus and start sauntering up if he's
Yeah.
willing to come with.
Seraphinus will definitely go ahead and follow Sean.
Howdy, ladies. You here for the festivities?
Hail, sis.
We're here for the festivities, you could say that.
We could say
Oh,
that. Oh, what do you mean?
Well, unfortunately, from what we've been told, we missed the most interesting of the competitions yesterday, so...
Ah, yes, the magnificent Tibitos.
paper
Yes.
toss.
What did you call it? A
Tibitos.
I thought she said taper toss.
That's what I heard. And I think that's what they both heard, too. Yes, we heard we missed it, much to our chagrin, unfortunately. We had hoped to potentially participate in it, but got waylaid on our way here.
Oh, it's always that's a shame. There was some fierce competition with some of the wood giants.
Yeah, yes.
Would
I heard,
Would I know if
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Would I know of any other competitions that might be held during this that they might be interested in, like physical prowess?
You're aware of the three main competitions that are going to happen during the gala. Pretty soon, they're actually finishing the setup for it right now, is the flighting contest. And then later today should be the Prismati match, which that'll be pretty physical.
Okay.
But that's a bit more technical skill than sheer strength.
And what was the second one?
The flighting competition. It's an insulting contest.
It's a rap
Oh.
battle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the
you-
fantasy rap battle.
Ancient Irish rap battles. They used to do it all the time.
Oh, you ladies might have missed the first one, but you're not out of the. You didn't miss all the good stuff. There's going to be a nice physical event if you're more into the physical prowess side of the events, or if you like to test your wits, there's another one coming up today. Mayhap we could get you in there.
No interest in testing the wits, and, well, the Prismati game we will absolutely be participating in. After all, well, our cousin is on the champion team, so it would be rude of us to not cheer him on.
Oh, but of course.
But
Yeah,
also rude to
y'all
compete against
dressed
him.
Oh, nothing wrong with a little friendly competition.
We
Y'all are dressed a little heavy for a party, though, ain't you?
we like to always be prepared.
Prepare. You think something might be occurring this festival?
Well, I didn't say at the festival, but in general. After all, there
since
are
I do
a
it-
number of people here that are problems.
Oh,
Sense
it ain't
motive as
that
well.
truth. Yeah, I'm gonna sense motive just to see if they're insinuating something.
Yeah, absolutely. When they mention that they have a family member in the Prismati's winning team, you pretty quickly recognize them as members of the Swiftmane clan, first and foremost, which is a clan that is ostensibly loyal to the Wildwood Lodge, but in recent years has been growing much more vocal with their grievances with them. They are very much individuals that do not appreciate the treaty with Taldor and would much prefer the forest remain unspoiled.
It doesn't seem like they're going to try and either brig or cheat the game to try and
No.
vocalize
It
that.
doesn't seem like that. They don't seem happy about the number of outsiders here, but they're still proud individuals, and they have respect for rules and authority that they will follow, even if they are annoyed by it.
Sure. Well, I know there's been some tension between the politics and everything, but this is a place for fun and joy. So if y'all are willing to come and have some fun with us, I'll be there cheering your family member on with you. How's that sound?
Well, if you think yes, by all means, we'll cheer him on.
You two have fun, stay out of trouble now here.
We'll do our best. The two of them will sort of start walking away. The two of them would be another pair of people you all can potentially influence if you would like. They don't necessarily seem like they're going to cause trouble as of right now, but nothing certain.
Does this count as an influence, what we just did, or no?
I would allow you two to count that as influence. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need us to roll, or?
Yes, we will ask for a roll here. And in this case, it'll just be a base diplomacy roll.
I'm actually. Could I roll intimidation? Not that I'm trying to coerce them,
Sure.
but just to put on a show of that they feel like the kind of people who would respect strength and
Absolutely.
authority.
I'm a soft-spoken. You're the You're the bodyguard.
While they respect physical prowess, at the moment, your display of intimidation does not quite rattle them from something they could quite literally step on.
Well, again, I'm not trying to scare them.
I'm aware.
I'm just trying to, yeah.
I'm aware. They're not very impressed by it at the moment. Were you to continue trying to influence them later, based off of that attempt, I would allow you to try athletics, though.
Okay, cool.
My roll okay, or?
Yeah, your roll's good. That is a success for you on the diplomacy roll. So you've definitely made your presence aware to them at this point in time, but they're individuals that are at the moment unfriendly at the best of times to people. So
Yeah. Because Sean's not really an outsider, he's trying to basically give them a friendly face so that they can kind of have a familiar person here.
Absolutely. Bark and Asili, the two of you finish up your conversation with Tanasha. Yosef, you wake up from your sleeping off the alcohol, because it's time for something a bit more interesting.
Oh boy.
The flighting contest.
Oh.
The morning event of the second day of the gala is up to occur.
Yeah.
The amphitheater is set up for it. People begin streaming in order to watch and heckle and laugh. But as for the contest rules and who's participating, we're going to get into that next session. So, thank you all very much for playing today. I hope you enjoyed. Lots of conversation. Hope it was stimulating enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Next session,
It was fun.
we'll have a flighting contest. We'll have problems galore. And perhaps even the Prismati game, where perhaps the reigning champions can be dethroned if you all wish to set up your own team to participate.
I'll run it.
I'm absolutely participating in a rap battle.
I made a list of funny animal names that I'm going to try to work into my insults.
All right. Well, I have three main...
Bony-eared ass fish.
I'll give you guys your 3 main contestants. There's others participating, but the main ones you'll have to deal with are going to be Hugris, the Awakened Toad, Snapgabble the Leshy, and oh no, I closed their art. No, I'm a fool. Especially because it's the one person whose name I can't I can't pronounce.
Pronounce.
Zilrindroth, the Will-O-Wisp, will be participating as well. Those will be your 3 main opponents that you will have to heckle out of the arena should any of you wish to take home the championship. And before I forget, Thuja would actually find you as well this morning, Bark, because she did promise a gift to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she would very much like to see that you receive it, as it's a very whittled down version of a caber that she had carried around with her, but she presents it to you with appreciation. And while it's quite heavy, it's 2 bulk, it is effectively an animal staff on its own. So, bonus to nature checks to identify animals while you hold it, and it has the runic body, summon animal, and know the way spells in it.
Nice.
Inherently. With all that said and done...
Really do...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Because I couldn't really participate in the caber one, because physical, not my strength. This heckling one I'll definitely be participating in.
Oh, yes. But thank you all so much for playing. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next week.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for running, Mr.
you.
Jericho.
Yes, thank you, Jericho.
Thank you, boss.
It was awesome.
Happy birthday.